Jason Ryles, 5-year deal. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Anthony Griffin has been sacked since the last time we spoke. Ryles going for a 5-year deal. Dragons, obviously, they won on the weekend. Great win over the Chooks. Ryles wants 5 years. Seraldo got 5 years at the Dogs to try and fix things. That's a lot. 5 years is a very long time for a rookie coach. Is 5 years too long, though, for a rookie coach?
No, I don't think so. If you think he's the right man for the job and you're a club that's been struggling for as long as Canterbury or St George Illawarra have been, I don't see why not. If you think he's the right man for the job, it shouldn't matter if he's a rookie or he's coached 400 or 500 games.
Yeah.
If he's your man and he's who you want to invest in long term, because they can't get this coaching appointment wrong, St George. If they get another coaching appointment wrong, there's just going to be so much uproar and there'll be question marks over the future of the club just for the amount of stuff that goes on behind the scenes and all the off-field dramas they've had, the on-field struggles they've had. They need to get this right, and if they think Rylesy is their man, give him 5 years, because it'll take 3 years just to fix the roster and, implement what systems he wants. I know he's gone to the club and spoken about an overhaul in the football department. He wants possibly a new head of football to replace Ben Harron. I know Shane Richardson's name has been thrown around. He's been in some preliminary talks with the club about coming in either as a head of football or a head of recruitment or possibly even CEO. Nathan Brown's another guy that's been spoken about. He obviously has a good relationship with Rylesy from when he was coaching him back in the mid-2000s when Rylesy was playing for the Dragons. So there's some options there to bring in some, smart, experienced football heads above a rookie coach, similar to what we've seen at Canterbury. Obviously, it hasn't, worked on the field just yet for the Dogs, but you think long term, Seraldo and Ryles have been spoken about, along with Craig Fitzgibbon, as the best young coaches in the game. If you think he's your man, 5 years is perfectly fine with me.
Also, with the stuff with the rookie coach, when we say, they haven't been, they're a rookie coach, they haven't been a head coach, but the way footy departments are set up now, assistant coaches doing a lot of the X and O's as well. You obviously had your front-facing head coach, but he's been in and around, as you said, very successful systems for a long time now. But for you, it doesn't matter that he is a Dragons man, that he has played for the Red V before. Does that help or hurt him in any way?
I don't know. There's always talk about that, mainly because of how things worked out with Mary. And obviously his tenure at the club as a head coach was not fantastic and kind of set the club back. And Griffin was brought in as an outside voice to try and get away from that, old school Dragons mentality or Steelers mentality. And that didn't work either. So I don't think there's any right answer to that question. But if you look at all the head coaching candidates for the Dragons role, you've got Dean Young, Ben Hornby, Jason Ryles, Shane Flanagan, Mick Potter. They're all ex-Dragons, except for Des Hasler, who it doesn't appear that he's still in the running. It sounds like it is down to Ryles, and if he, if things fall through in that contract, it'll probably be Ben Hornby or Dean Young. So whichever way it lands, it's going to be an ex-Dragon. He's been distanced enough from the club where I think it could work. Mary was still so involved coming through the grades, whereas Jason's gone out. He's worked at the Storm. He's worked at the Roosters. He's worked with England Rugby Union. So he's done a really steady apprenticeship under some really good coaches. So I don't think that's an issue. Yeah,
that's very fair. I like though also that he's not coming in, if he does, with a win now mentality. Like even if there was like a slight rebound as there is with coaches for the first year, that's probably not going to fix the underlying issues at St George Illawarra.
No, it's going to, there's plenty of issues, but I know they talk about Wayne Bennett and how he was able to block out all that outside noise from, the split board and the fans and all that kind of stuff, and it worked for that short period that he was at the club. I don't know if Ryles is going to be able to do that, but he needs to overhaul some things in the roster in the football department. They've got a centre of excellence that's possibly going to be open by the end of 2024, which is fantastic for the club, and will only help bringing in possible marquee players, but they need some big names in the forwards. They need to figure out what the plan is with some of the young guys as well, and I think Ryles will be the right guy to do that.